Now that you've selected your gown and you have a good idea on what style you want for your wedding, I recommend looking for your photographer and your videographer next. The main reason I select those two as being the most important is because they end up booking out very quickly. You can have a photographer that's booked out 6 months to a year and a half in advance.
Hi there, my name is Richard McClure and I'm with A Very Special Day. We're a DJ and videography company. I've been doing videography since 1983. Today I'm going to be talking to you about looking for a good videographer. The first thing you'd like to do is get a demo. If they can't even send you a demo, you need to run fast. Once you receive the demo, check it out, look at it on your TV. If you have problems with it playing, then there's some professional issues. If it looks great and you like what they do, look at all of the different weddings that they've done on it. If you see a style that's similar throughout, then you might want to consider asking them, can they do something different or unique for you? Sometimes videographers get into a rut or do it one way and then your wedding isn't unique. Next thing you want to do is you want to schedule a consultation meeting either by phone or in person with this videographer about what you desire on your wedding. You want to check for their equipment and make sure that their equipment is professional equipment. To know what is professional equipment, the bare minimum is a 3-chip camera. It's just a way that the camera takes in light. Anything that's below a 3-chip camera probably won't do a great job inside a low light area or even indoors. You want to make sure that they have true diversity wireless mics when you're doing your vows. And when I say mics, I mean more than one mic. One for the groom, one for the officiant. It's important to have a backup mic as well as a backup camera. Make sure that they carry at least 2 cameras to every one of their shoots, if not more than that. They will oftentimes charge you extra for a 3rd or 4th camera. It's important to have 2 cameras because there needs to be always something for the editor to go to as a backup. It's insurance. Just imagine you're saying your vows and the one camera has a glitch inside the camera, a malfunction within the camera. It can happen. So it's important to have 2 cameras. Make sure your videographer has ample lighting equipment with them as well. If your reception or your ceremony is indoors and you've got the lighting where it's dimly lit, then it's important that he has some kind of lighting. It's the only way that they're going to be able to capture something without it coming out grainy or very dark. So keep this in mind. If you tell the videographer that you don't want any bright lights or you don't want it to be lit very high at all, then it's going to come out grainy in the end. Certain facilities have rules and regulations when it comes to videotaping. It's important to follow and adhere to these rules and regulations. So it's important to talk to your videographer and be sure that they've been either A, at the facility before, or B, can get a copy of those rules and can comply with them properly. If you're going to do a video montage, a growing up montage of your photo pictures, be sure to get those pictures to your videographer at least a month or 2 months in advance. If you can scan them on a disc, you'll save a little bit of money than if they have to scan them themselves. If you don't have the time, don't worry about it. A lot of videographers have professional equipment. They can take it from a slide or negative, or they can take it even from a printed piece that you have. Oftentimes, videographers can also do touch-up on the photos as well if they're savvy on a computer in Photoshop. So if you have something with creases or crinkles, you can still send it to them and they can probably fix it up for you. On the contract, you need to know a few different things. First off, you want to find out what you're getting. What all is going to be on that video when you get the end product. Are you going to get the raw footage or not? A videographer will charge you extra for the raw footage if you want the actual tapes that were in the camera. What do they do in the process? Will they be colorizing the video or do they just take it straight from the camera? Will they be taking the 2 cameras and editing them together? You also want to find out what kind of format will they be giving it to you on. Is it on a DVD or is it on a VHS? Can they do both? Do they do chapter markers so that you can get to any place on the DVD you want to say you want to go just and see your vows 10 years from now, or you want to just go and see the cake cutting or the toast, then you want to be able to go right to that point in the DVD by going to a subchapter and clicking the vows. On the contract, most videographers won't have on there the time in which you'll receive your final product. It's important to ask that and important to put that in your contract so you know you'll be receiving it within 3 to 4 months. That's about how long it takes for a good videographer to get a final product to you. A person that does it in a few days, that's something I'd be really wary of. Also on the contract, you want to have stipulated on there how many final DVDs you will be getting along with your package. What's the cost for more DVDs? Can I copy the DVDs myself? Make sure on the contract again that you know how many camera operators will be there. Make sure that there's a director and someone who knows what's going on in your video. Let the videographer know who's going to be doing what. If you have a singer, so that they can have somebody ready to do that, where the readings are going to be done, that kind of stuff. Sometimes videography companies can also project your images on a screen at the actual reception or at your rehearsal dinner. So ask them what it would cost extra to do that. Make it part of the package early on. If you do that, you'll save money in the long run. Oftentimes videographers will charge you by the hour. Ask them if they can be there from the very beginning to the very end. It is your wedding, and it's important that they stay there from the very beginning to the very end. Most videographers should be to your ceremony an hour and a half before your wedding and stay to the very end of your reception. Be sure to communicate to them how long you want them to stay. If you want to do videography and you're at the end of your budget, don't worry about it. Some videographers will help you out. There's a way that they can actually videotape your ceremony and pay for the day of the ceremony taping only. Then you can come back to them 9 months later and ask them to edit your stuff into a final product. So you can buy a package and pay partial down and pay the rest when the final product is due for your anniversary next year. It's a great way to work around your budget and to be able to still get the amazing video that you want of your special day. Check your contract clearly about the deposit and refundability. Let's just say that you've decided to do your wedding at a certain date and then something happened. Read your contract carefully to find out what your options are when it comes to buying out of your contract or getting a refund because you've decided not to have videography or you've decided that you're going to have it on a different date. What are your options? Look carefully so you know. Finally, once you've decided upon a videographer, check references. It's so important to know who he's helped in the past and what kind of a good job he's done for them. If he can't provide any references, you know with any vendor, run. And I hope this has helped you to plan your videography for your wedding. Have a great day.